Later this month, I'll be heading over the ditch from Korea to Japan to attend Tokyo Game Market. But I won't be alone. A number of Korean publishers and designers will be making the trip over to show off their games. And here's some of the games I'm most excited to see there. Let's go!
We're born in Korea, we roll with flair. Dice in the air and games everywhere. From cafes to meetups, come take a seat. With every play, Korea's gaming heartbeat.
First game that we're having a look at is from Korea Board Games. It's called Capsule Collector. It plays 2 to 4 players in 15 to 20 minutes. And it looks like a really light and breezy set collection game in which you're building out a grid of these capsules, of 16 capsules, and you're hoping to open as many of them as possible so that you end up with the most stars. You'll see that there's different stars, number of stars, depending on how rare the prize from the capsule is. So your aim is to try and get as many of the rare ones as possible and build them out. And how you do that is through collecting tiles that of a specific color at one time. So you'll fill up this queue down here, and then you'll choose a color that you're going to take. So if you take the red, you then take all of those tokens there. You can see that person just took 4. You then activate the action that aligns with the 4 in that queue. And then they reshuffle and move along. And so one of those actions is to collect more of the capsules. Another allows you to open capsules that are all touching each other that are the same color. And so you'll play that out until somebody gets 16 capsules in their sort of player area, and then you'll add up who has the most stars to see who the winner is. So I think that sounds really easygoing and fun, and I think my family will get that to the table really quickly. My kids are pretty obsessed with Gachapon, much to my delight. We constantly are having to stop everywhere we go around Korea because they are everywhere. Even if they're not getting anything from them, have a look at what's available. So I'm sure they will enjoy the theme of this game immensely. The next one is also from Korea Board Games, and it's called Haenyeo, and it is a light card game in which plays in 15 minutes, 3 to 5 players. It sounds like it's a kind of trick-taking game in which you need to follow the suit matching where this little snowman is on this board. And if you can't follow, you can ask someone else at the table to do it, which are Chuseya, can you do it for me, please? And if they can, they knock you out of the game. But if they can't, so if you can successfully work out who doesn't have the color, you can knock them out of the game. And it's playing until the last person standing. And it has some of the cards are these dual colors in which you can manipulate where this little snowman guy is and move them around the different colors, hopefully messing up the other players' plans as you do that. So that sounds fun. It sounds really easy to play, and I'm looking forward to trying it out. Okay, next up we have Flamenco, a game from Board M Factory. This is a climbing style game where you are looking to shed out your hand as fast as possible. So you want to be the first to get rid of all the cards in your hand. It plays in 15 to 30 minutes for 2 to 5 players. So you essentially want to play the same number of cards as the previous person, but play higher. So if they play 2 2s, you might play 2 4s, or so on. But where this one gets interesting is the way that you can split cards. So if someone plays a 4, you can then play 2 2s after it. And then there's a way that you can beat a 7, which is the highest number, by playing a 1 and a 2. And they need to be of a different suit to what was played. So it's a way that you can kind of manipulate the fact that you may not have higher cards. So I'm really interested in trying this out. I like climbing, shedding games. That sounds interesting to me. And I do think that the art and the style is very appealing. So, looking forward to picking up my copy of Flamenco. Next up, we have Four Deuces, the latest two-player trick-taking game from Haenyeo. And first of all, how good is this tagline? Roll the die, place the die, one must die. I think this one's really exciting. First of all, the artwork from Bingo Kim is just so on point. But as you get down the page and you learn how the game works, I think it's even more exciting because it mixes trick-taking, dice manipulation and dice rolling. You basically use the cards to determine the suit that you're going to play, and the cards to determine the rank of those suits. In such a Haenyeo style, they interact in really interesting ways, because if we both play the same color, then it will be the highest dice will be the winner. But if you play different colors, then there's a way that you determine who wins the trick based on the order within a track of the suits. So I think that's really interesting. You also don't want to win too many tricks. So if you win 5 tricks out of 7, you end up losing. So you either want to win 4 or at least have the most tricks. It's possible for you to be eliminated throughout the round as well. So I think there's a lot of interesting things happening in this one. I have really loved his previous installments within this series, and I just think this just builds on it. The other thing is you have some character abilities. So Al Capone and Bugs Marone can do different things to manipulate how the game plays. So there's a lot going on. I think I'm really looking forward to playing it, and I just can't wait to get my hands on it. Okay, the last game I wanted to talk to you guys about today in this video is this one here, Haenyeo, Divers of Jeju. Although this one I am not excited to pick up at Tokyo Game Market. This one, I'm lucky enough to already have a copy. So I've been playing this with my family for the last couple of weeks, and I think it is really fun. What it is, it's a push your luck, flip and right combination. So you're going to be diving these acrylic divers down into the water and collecting different items and sea creatures from the depths. And it's push your luck in that you're trying to dive as deep as you can, or trying to outguess where your competitors are diving to so that you don't end up butting heads and having to share the spoils of the level that you're on. It's a really fun game where you will play cards for the number of divers you have, and that's how deep you'll dive. But the twist is you can't dive too deep without other people around you. So you need to be able to connect your divers all the way back up to the surface, or your dive won't count. So you can't push too far down unless you're confident that others are also trying to press their way down. There's a lot of tension. You can have quite explosive big turns, but the more risk you take, the better your turns will be. It has a lot of those stand-up moments where someone dives deep or someone dives to a random location thinking, oh no, everyone's going to go there, and then they manage to gather all the sea creatures in that zone. There's multiple different score sheets, so each game can be a little bit different and fresh. You're not always collecting the same things. I think it's a really fun light game, and the artwork is just so brilliant. The acrylic swimmers as they dive down really add to it. And so yes, I highly recommend, if anyone is going to Tokyo Game Market, to have a look for this game. It's really quite fun, and my family really recommends it, and will continue to be playing this one for a while. So there you have it. 5 games from Korean publishers that will be at Tokyo Game Market Spring 2026. Let me know if you plan on picking any of these up. There'll be links in the description below to both the Tokyo Game Market page as well as any pre-order forms if they have them, so that you can pre-order before the event. Also, let me know if there's any Korean games that you're looking forward to that I didn't include in this video. There's new games added every day, and I'm sure I've missed some really exciting ones. So let me know. I may even need to do a second part to this before the day as well. So let me know. I'm Ryan, the Aussie Joshi. We board in Korea, and we think you should too.
We're born in Korea, we roll with flair, dice in the air. air and games everywhere. From cafes to meetups, come take a seat. With every play, Korea's gaming heartbeat.